Okay. Uh-oh, who's meowing? Okay, go ahead. Hop up here, silly boy. Go ahead. Come on. Everybody want to see a Neko. Everybody love a kitty. Go ahead. All right, there we are. Uh-oh, who's meow? Okay. Where's my chat? What? Something went wrong. Oh, that's weird. So if I leave it out from last night, it doesn't refresh? Okay, let me refresh here. Chat is disabled for this live stream. I didn't disable chat. What? Okay. What's going on? No. Edit video? Okay. Okay. No, it's not me for kids. I didn't disable chat. Message? Who can send messages? Anyone? Why does it think I've disabled chat? There would be no point in having a live stream if I did that. Okay. All right. Okay, let me check again. Chat. Now chat showed up. What the heck? That was weird. Okay. Am I going to get any more tattoos? I would really like to get a lot more tattoos. Doesn't look disabled. Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I never said I was disabled. You guys are all sorry, Deco. I don't know. He got mad. Deco-chan. I don't know. It was weird. So I had chat open still from last night, and I thought if I just hit refresh, it would start the new chat today when I started a new stream. But instead, I got that the little where they show like a monkey with a wrench. Hey, Deco. Hey, can we not scratch the wall? Deco. Stop it. Thank you. So it showed me the little monkey with the wrench, and it said, "Oops, something went wrong." And so I clicked on it and hit refresh, and it said, "You've disabled chat for this live stream." And I'm like, "No, I've never done that. I don't even know how to go in and do that right now. I've never tried to do such a thing. What would be the point of having a live stream if you didn't have chat?" Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Let me pop out chat so everybody can see it. Oh, that was funny. Okay. Chat capture, properties, update with the new chat. Nice. Okay. Red Hot Smasher. What's up? What's up? Red Hot Smasher. New to the stream? Glad to always have some new people here. That's awesome. Carolyn, what's up? I'm glad to see you caught a stream. This is cool. All right. Let me move chat over to here so I can read you guys nice and easy. Casey Kitchell, welcome to the stream. Another new person. Wow, this is cool. We're getting some new people tonight. All right, Grumpy, as always, welcome back to the stream. Uh-oh, looks like I got a big bald spot right here. See that? Uh, 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 I can't get it. I guess I'm going bald just right there. What's going on with everybody tonight? How you guys doing? Adam, also, hey, welcome to the stream, bud. Thank you for coming back as always. Let's take a look. Let's just, while you guys are letting me know how you're doing. Man, oh man, was I ever tired as we reached the end of that stream last night, like, I don't know, I felt like sick. I felt like tired. Um, I don't know, man. I was like really feeling it last night. It hit me hard. I don't know, it's weird like that. Like Fridays always kind of like hit me really hard. I do like a workout the whole week, like 5 days of working out, sometimes 6 days. And I don't really feel it too much until I finally sit down and have my first meal of the day, which is usually at nighttime. And then suddenly, like the whole week will hit me where I'm just like, oh. But then today I'm here on Saturday. I feel great. Had a night of sleep. took a nap today, cleaned my house, went and bought groceries, and I'm feeling good again. What is time? Is this a existential question? I think time is like, what do they say? It's like a round, flat, floating disk, right? That's how time works. I don't know if you ask the Tremalfadorians from Slaughterhouse-5, time is pretty much all happening at the same time. And if we were able to truly look at people in their real form, we would look something like centipedes from the birth of a baby to our death. Is that the answer you're looking for? Something heavily existential like that, William? What is time? Is it real? No, I think time isn't it made up by us to be able to like map out our days properly? But really, uh, those beings that exist on fourth dimension or higher, like don't need the rudimentary aspects of time. Rather, they exist all throughout from end to beginning to end, infinitely without end. Getting over being sick, doing some crafting. Gosh, everybody's getting over being sick. We were supposed to do our role-playing game tonight, and two of my members are sick. Well, but it's good to hear people are getting over sickness rather than getting sick right now. I don't think I was like sick or anything last night, but just like, I don't know, you ever been so tired like even eating is difficult? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Howdy, cowboy and cowboys. Oh, no. Howdy, cowboy Scott and cowboys and cowgirls. And cows in between. Let's not forget. Alejandra, as always, glad to see you here. Casey, what's up? Welcome. Let's see. Who else do we got here tonight? We all have a cold here. So much sickness going around. Yeah, I'm still coughing. Like you guys saw in my video today if you watched it. Like I was coughing through that video even. Or I always feel like I'm holding a cough. Let me catch up with chat here. What did I get? Did you get a master's in education? No, but I have been pursuing a possible master's. I've been looking into that. I've been thinking about it because if you do get a master's in education, you do have the possibility of being able to skip a lot of the certification tests that you need to get your permanent professional teacher license in America. Well, in Florida, it's different with every state. Right now, I'm on the temporary teaching certificate, which everybody starts on. You have it for 5 years, and then during that time, you have to accomplish like all this stuff. Like it took like, depending on what you're teaching, anywhere from 15 to 18 hours of college credits based around classroom management, ESOL, and classroom behaviors. You have to take a subject area test, which is very difficult. You have to take a general knowledge test on Algebra 2 in English and reading and history and science, I think so as well. You have to take a bunch of background tests and stuff like that. Of course, you have drug tests and stuff like that. Can you hold on just a second? My son is going like nuts in there. Hey, Maki, can you keep it down a little bit, bud? I just knocked a Bluetooth headphone out of my ear. You'd be surprised how many. I just felt the thing fall down out of my ear. Where did it go? It's so tiny, I don't want to lose it. But I can keep my headphones on while I look for it. Where did that thing go? I just felt it fall down. Oh, come on. I know you're nearby. I'm sure you're under here somewhere. It's really tiny. It definitely fell out of my ear. Yeah, it did. It did. Did it fall in my lap anywhere or something? Or anyway, why don't I keep answering questions while I search around on the floor here? Yeah, man, there's a bunch of stuff you got to go through to get your permanent teaching license. And even when you get the quote unquote permanent teaching license, every 5 years you've got to do a lot of the same stuff over again. Like you've got to take 18 hours more of college credits in order to keep your license. It's kind of a real scam, if you ask me, because it's not like taking those tests are free. Every one of those tests is about $150. And if you fail it, you got to take it again and again and again and again until you pass it. I've taken the subject area knowledge test. It was brutally difficult. I failed my first try of it. It is a really ridiculous test. So hence I have thought about going for my I found it finally. Ugh. I have thought about going for my master's in education because that does let you skip a few of it. Not all the tests. Don't let you skip all of them, but at least lets you skip the subject area knowledge test. So we'll see. I don't know. There it is, that tiny little thing. That's what I was looking for. Let me turn it off. See, power off. There we go. I just heard it turn off. Annoying, right? Okay. Well met, fellow human beings. Well, welcome back, No Name. Alejandra, thank you for posting the Discord. Please come join anytime, guys. Our Discord's doing like really well now. We've got like a really healthy setup. We're still putting a couple more mods in places. What is the most inconvenient possible place it could have fallen? That's where it went. Oh yeah, actually kind of was. Yeah. It was like way behind one of these little like roller tables next to me. I've been tuning into the Rainbow Six Siege 6 Invitational Champions Esports Tournament. That's a long name. I can hang out for a bit. We'll be having dinner soon, but I'm here now. Well, thank you, Casey. That's very nice of you. And I hope the Rainbow Six Siege 6 Invitational Championship Esports Tournament goes really well for whichever team you're rooting for. Those are always really exciting when you're into whatever the challenges and stuff like that. I'm not as big into, well, I don't know, is Rainbow Siege 6 it's considered like an insurgency game, right? Or like it's FPS, but it's like insurgent. I don't play as much as those. I've tried a little bit of everything because I try to keep my mind open to all different types of video games. But I suck. I suck at FPS type games. Hence, I'm probably just not as in tune or into it. I'm more of like a Dark Souls type of fantasy online video game player. What have I played recently? I played this real little tiny indie game called Guildmaster. That one's been pretty fun. You like control this tiny little set of guild people things. What else have I played? Oh, I started playing. I wanted to show it tonight. Called a Urban Legends Dissolution Center, which is this quirky little Japanese game that I've been poking around at. It's been pretty fun. I got a couple indie titles I got on sale that I need to show off on here that are like super hardcore, everything in Japanese type games. I want to check those out. It's similar to Counter-Strike. Okay, I've played quite a fair bit of Counter-Strike, so I totally understand that then. Taking a break for a minute and you're live. What up, everyone? How's it going, Suzanne? Richard? I'm going to call you Richard because I can read that part. Sun Wolfie, welcome to the stream. Is your mental health better since the hurricane? Oh, yes, it's much better. And you know why it is better? Because of a lot of the people who are here right now. This channel and you, the viewers who watch it, kind of like really took care of me. I can't keep thanking you enough for that. Like there's, first of all, thank you for checking on that. That's really considerate of you. And second, again, as always, a thank you goes out to the people who helped me get through that, mentally, financially, emotionally. This channel was there for me. It was incredible. That's why I always say, I may not be the biggest or the most popular channel, but I'm the luckiest channel with the viewers I have because they are awesome. Why am I going blurry? Okay, there we go. I see, like the other camera's not going blurry. It's the same camera too. I have two of the same cameras, and I don't understand. Okay, anyway, yeah, Tom Clancy, yeah. Oh, Scott, don't you read Tom Clancy's books? I don't think I've read any of his books. I understand like he writes mostly like military, like I don't know, subterfuge, espionage Obfuscation, books like that. I was looking into a master like 10K. Damn, really? That's super cheap. 10K? If they let me know if they have like an art education one for 10K, I want to look into that. I was gonna go back to FSU or maybe even UF, which I've been looking into because they have a master's in art education, and it's 22,000, man, $22,000. My car cost $12,000, and it only had 30,000 miles on it. I don't know, man, $22,000. You notice you don't need to take the GRE anymore, too. That's how, they need people to come take these classes. I don't know. Probably what I'll do is hold on. I'm gonna shut my son's door. He is so loud. Him and his friends are doing some kind of Roblox game. It's like him and his whole class. They're going nuts out of there. All right, just give me a second. He's super loud, but I'm really happy. Today his friends called him up. He usually sleeps way too late and like wastes the whole Saturday away. His friends called him at 10 a.m. and woke him up and were like, "Get online, dude." They talked about school, homework, getting ready to try out for the soccer team, and then playing like I don't know what all these some of these Roblox games. I don't know, some kind of fishing game on there. They love to do this one fishing game over and over and over. Anyway, all right, have a good dinner, okay, Casey? Did you hear Osaka banned public smoking recently? Thank God. Apparently it's for an upcoming the 2025 Expo with the world's ugliest mascot ever. Japan has incredible mascots. Why is the 2025 Expo so garbage? Give me a second. We're going to take a look at this stupid looking thing. This is like the worst design I think I've ever seen. What is it supposed to be, like an amoeba? Hold on, give me a second. Screen share. Properties. No, wrong thing. There we go. Look at this damn ugly thing. What the hell is this? What is even that? What do you guys think? Like, look at the ones on the side. Those are nice. I like this one. I like this one. These are also from Dubai, though. They're not Japanese. What the hell happened? Like, Japan has awesome. I mean, they're like the mascot gods, all right? Like, this guy's sick, dude. I love this guy. What the hell is that? Tell me what the hell that is. Why does he have eyeballs and a thing that looks like a beard? All right, hold on just a second. Wait, oh shoot. I'm not showing it this whole time. I'm talking about it and it's behind. Hold on. Stupid. Good job, Scott. Yeah, look at this stupid garbage. What is going on? 本当にダサい。日本なぜこれ使います？なんでこれ作った？本当にダサい、それ。ほら見て。中は本当に可愛い。これは何これ？ダサい。ブス？ Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me. Say, Scott, you're wrong. That thing's beautiful. I want to marry it. This is what I'm actually going to be wearing to a furry convention. Scott, stop making fun of it. Aaron, what's up? Welcome back. Aaron, what do you think about this mascot, the world's ugliest mascot? But Japan has such good mascots. Why did they create this thing? It looks like blood and toothpaste. Like that. What is this? Like blood platelets and toothpaste? Like, I don't get it. Okay. Yeah, what is it even supposed to be? I don't get it. Here are some other designs. The other one here was kind of cute. Like this wasn't so bad. This one was kind of cute. And like look at these other ones. Look at how awesome these are. Incredible. Incredible. What the hell is this? Right? Like I don't get here. Let me move myself out of the way. I am blocking everything. Let me just shrink myself down. No, come on, you're grabbing the wrong thing. There you go. Get myself out of here. Shrink myself down. There. You're like, okay, like look. This thing's awesome, right? Like this one looks cool. This middle one here. The little platypus duck looking thing or whatever that's supposed to be. That looks cool. Well, what the hell is this? Looks like a cryptid. Looks like an STD. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm not crazy, right? This looks like garbage. And like Japan is so good at mascots. I don't understand. I don't get it. This is like their forte, right? Whatever. It's just embarrassing that like I'm in Osaka and this is like the Osaka mascot and it looks like total crap. More wondering what it is than anything else. Give me a second. My wife's calling. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Give me just a second. Hold on. Let me. Wait, what did I do? Okay, sorry. I was a little bit worried because she sounded like really bad when she called. Then I realized she had just had her wisdom teeth removed. I don't know if you guys have ever had that done before. She's trying to get a hold of Maki, my son, and he never picks up. He's always playing like a million games, and his notifications get pushed to the side because he's playing a game on his phone. But when she called, I got a little bit worried because she's like not looking great, like kind of talking like, "Hey, I'm trying to." I'm like, "Are you okay? You sound like you're really down." And she's like, "Here, here," and I'm like, "You got a sore throat or something?" I'm like, "Oh, that's right. You just had your wisdom teeth removed." I had to have all four removed, and that was brutal. So, not a fun thing. Yeah, this thing is an abomination. Thank you. That is the perfect one to name it as, abomination. Yeah, the thing is bad. I didn't remember for hours after. God, yeah, yeah. That's actually, I was pretty messed up too. I remembered like they put me on a bunch of painkillers after that. Dude, the worst The worst was I just remember like trying to eat pizza after I had my wisdom teeth removed, and it was just like hell. It was utter hell to try and eat pizza, and it was like hell to eat for like a week straight, like just miserable. Um, yeah, I don't remember a ton. How old was I? I was probably like 14 or 15 or something. I had to have a ton of teeth removed. I had like a massive amount of overcrowding. I had, I think, 6 teeth removed before I even got braces, and then after I got braces, I had to have 4 wisdom teeth removed because if you don't get them removed, it'll screw everything up that you had done from braces. What's up, Chip Tooth? Back for a little. Hope family is okay. My family's doing good. We were just talking about my wife just had her wisdom teeth removed, but otherwise she's doing good. Um, my son's alopecia is finally cleared up, which I'm like really happy about. Um, what a pain in the ass. Like, not my son, or not, not yelling at alopecia or my son, trying to just get him the medication that he needs to kind of conquer his alopecia. I forget what the exact stuff's called. It's something like True Lifer or something like that. And the doctor he was going to get treated for alopecia refused, absolutely refused to have it prescribed to him because he said there were side effects. And it's just like, what medication doesn't have side effects? First of all, it was American. He hates American medication, his doctor does. And number two, he hated that it had side effects. It's like, yeah, if you take like antibiotics, you're going to get diarrhea. That's a side effect. Like, what are we talking about? The side effects are things like dry mouth. All right. You may need to take some eye drops because you'll have like dry eyes. All right. It kind of dehydrates you. Drink a little bit more water. That's it. That's all we're talking about. And that's what the guy was like, yeah, but there's side effects. American drugs always have heavy side effects. Yes, some do. Some are like ridiculous. Some are like internal bleeding, you know, hemorrhaging of the brain. Call your doctor if any of these things occur, although you'll actually be dead already, so don't worry about it. Like I get it. But like I one thing that's kind of frustrating about Japan is I'm all about supporting herbal remedies, holistic remedies, and stuff like that. But there's a certain time where those kind of got to get out of the way, and you actually have to get like real science into the equation to solve medical problems. So finally, we took them to like our the hospital that my family's a part of, and the doctor there is like, yeah, of course he can be prescribed this stuff. This is totally safe for a 14-year-old. And guess what? All his hair's back. He's got a full head of hair again, just like a normal 14-year-old kid. So frustrating. Anyway, sorry, Chiptooth. Yes, my family's doing good. I'm going to be back in Osaka at the beginning of June, probably like June 1st. I'll be heading out. So I will be there. Whoops. Okay. I'll definitely send you a shout out when I'm on my way, man, for sure. I've had a nightmare with U.S. healthcare too recently. Oh, gosh. Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron. Second of all, I'm not surprised. Healthcare in America is just ridiculous. Recently, I had my pharmacy changed for where I pick up my medication. I go to pick it up. It's like way more expensive. It's like outrage. I'm like, what happened? Why is it so expensive to pick it up here? And they're like, oh, we don't have any of your insurance information. I'm like, why not? And they're like, I don't know. The place that does your, sends your prescription didn't send over your healthcare information. I'm like, why didn't they? I don't know. Sometimes they do that. Well, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't they do that? So now I got to call them. I'm like, why didn't you send it over? And they're like, oh, we're sorry. You didn't bring like all your healthcare stuff there. No, I fucking thought you would do your job. You're the healthcare person. I'm just the patient. Whatever, man. Sorry, I don't mean to come on here and just rant and rave. Jesus Christ, Scott. Um, tried to pick it up, cost 200. Alternatives also cost 200. Great. That's really helpful. I did a pulmonary test that I had to spend $150 out of pocket for. Then they said she doesn't have asthma, but they want to give her inhalers, which when I Googled are for asthma. What the hell? She doesn't have asthma, but here's an asthma inhaler. Have you tried, Aaron? There's that one because I used to have asthma. There's one that's like behind the counter. It's brown and yellow. The boxes usually you can see it at like Walgreens or CVS. Well, actually, I don't know what you have for pharmacies out there. And it's just like an over the counter type one, but usually they'll still make you like request it from behind the counter. It works the same as those $200 inhalers. Just a heads up. If you can get that one, I forget what it's called. Here, I'll look up the name real quick. I can tell you they work exactly the same. Inhaler. Hold on. Let me close this out because I'm not about to start putting people's medication information on there. Cancel. Give me just a second, guys. There we go. There we go. Inhaler over the counter. The Primatene inhaler. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Come on, load the page. No, I don't need that. Thanks. All right, where's the inhaler though? Primatene inhaler. When I was a super poor college student and I didn't have the money to get a doctor and I had to have an asthma attack randomly. Come on. There it is. Primatene mist inhaler. Okay, let me open that screen back up. And I'm back in the way again. Get out of the way, Scott. Primatene mist inhaler. All right. You can buy that over the counter. I think, let's see. Does it say how to get it pick up? Yeah. You don't need to get a prescription. $32. Works totally fine. Works exactly the same. There's like no difference. Like if your kid's dealing with sports-induced asthma, dust mite-induced asthma, cat or dog dandruff asthma, whatever it is, I promise you it'll work. Man, it's perfect. It takes about like maybe 5 minutes to kick in after you take it. Anyway, yeah, that's bullshit. America's healthcare system, like what the hell, dude, right? And then people wonder why that CEO got shot. You know, it's something I've really noticed is you notice like anything about Luigi Mangione has just completely disappeared from the media because I think the media realized like, oh shit, people like this guy. People like what this guy did. Like there's no way we can spin this as a negative story because people are really happy with what this guy did. And like, look, again, I'm going to repeat, I'm not supporting, assassination, hitman type activities like that. I don't think violence is the answer. You shouldn't just walk up and shoot somebody. That's not cool. But I can understand America's response to this. It's hard to trust doctors here. Yeah, it sucks, man. Yeah, prescription for anything. You're totally right. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Like even I took my son to like the doctor when I got here, and they're like, "Oh, his body weight is like 5% lower than the average American like body fat or something like that." And I was like, "Okay." And they're like, "So like here's some prescriptions you can put him on to like gain weight." And I'm like, "Fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. Are you joking? I don't want him to like let him gain it naturally. I was skinny as hell my whole life. It's definitely like our genetics, right? Like now if I get crazy with what I eat, yeah, I'll gain weight real fast. If I just eat a bunch of junk food, I'll start to gain weight super fast. But like we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, rice, onigiri, chicken, we try to stay away from fast food. We try to stay away from like frozen foods. I cook every night. That's what a kid looks like if you like let them grow on like, healthy cooked food, full of vegetables, salads mixed with everything. They're only vegetables, not just corn. You know what I mean? Like, get the hell out of here. Watched a video on Luigi tonight. They are charging Fed for death. Yeah, of course they're going to try and do death penalty. They want to erase him as fast as they can. He's healthy. We can't have that. Yeah, right? Like I was just like, I was like, so he's 5% below. I'm like, is there any like ailments or anything like that? They're like, no, but like that's a really low body fat. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I said like I'm a low body fat for my age too. Like at 45, I'm at 9%, which is really low for 45 years old, 5'11". Um, but I work to maintain that. Like I eat a healthy diet and I work out 5 times a week. I get like about 20,000 steps a day almost, you know? That's what a healthy lifestyle is like. It's not just about, oh, okay, well, I know you can't live a healthy lifestyle, but let's replace that with a bunch of medication. What, so then I destroy my fucking kidneys? Great, thanks. Would keep it in mind the administrative class took over medicine here as well as was corporatization of the systems. Too much going on there to be getting into a YouTube chat, at least for, yeah. You're right. We shouldn't get into this. I'm not, I mean, look, yeah, like I'm not educated enough in the medical system or politics or anything like that. It's not something I'm really knowledgeable about. All I can tell you is medication prices are bullshit in America. Um, all the operation costs of doing anything medically related in America is bullshit. There is capitalist, non-socialist countries that have affordable healthcare, like Japan. Although I will say a lot of Japan's medications are kind of bullshit. Like, I feel like the only thing Japan does well is like fever medication, antibiotics. If you have any kind of like upset stomach, Japan's medication's like incredible. Like it'll clear up an upset stomach like so fast. But there's a lot of other stuff they have. It's just kind of BS. Like I had a pinched nerve in my back, and they're like, "Here's some icy hot patches. Just put that on there." And it's just like, okay, thanks. I guess I won't move for the next 2 days. They're like, why? They're like, that's not enough. Like, what would they do in America? I was like, they'd give me a painkiller, like to kill the pain, so I could move and get to work. So there's like, the balance the other way where like they just believe they're like, here, take some ginger. Here's some herbal Chinese medicine. This will take care of it. Like I tried to get medication for my ADHD out there. I took it for 3 months. It was this like blue herbal pill. It did zero. Like it changed nothing. It affected nothing. Um, but I don't know. Sometimes they believe in some like really useless stuff out there where I'm just like, okay, so like what's that supposed to do? And they're like, well, it's got ginkgo biloba in it. It's got St. John's wort. And you're like, okay, those are okay, but they don't really do much. Like um Ugai Gusuri. Is that the stomach medicine stuff? What the other thing Japan has, that's actually really good that I swear by. And like, see, like, look, I'm not trying to totally like slam Japan for not knowing anything about medical stuff. When you get a cold or you get a sore throat, gargling with medical grade iodine. It, yeah, okay, there you go. See, you're talking about the same thing, Aaron, right? Gargling iodine sounds crazy and it looks nasty. And hearing people do it is gross as fuck. But guess what? I promise you, your cold, your cough, your sore throat will be gone like 90% faster. It'll be gone so much faster. Yeah, it's brown. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, medical grade iodine. Why can't you buy that here in America? Are they afraid people are just going to swallow it? I mean, we've got mouthwash too with ethanol in it, don't we? I guess people can swallow that and go blind if they want, but you just don't swallow it, right? Like toothpaste. Nobody's going around swallowing gobs of toothpaste. Well, maybe there are people doing that. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Um, anyway, the depressing medical conversation aside, because goddamn, it's depressing to think about. I was talking to a friend the other day too, and he said, like, if I buy t-shirts that are vintage t-shirts, I wear size large. But if I buy a modern day t-shirt, size large is like XXL in vintage. He's like, that's how, and he's not like a skinny dude. Like he's pretty like muscly and kind of built. He's like, that's how fat like America's gotten. Like that's how out of shape and just like instead of being like, yo, this is crazy, we're having to add more and more material all the time. Like to give you an idea, like what I have to buy to be able to get clothes that fit, I usually have to buy size L kids clothes to find anything that fits. Like the pants I got on now, They fit like amazing, right? This is boys size 16 slim. That's what this is. And they fit great. Because guess what? You can't find size 27 waist, 33 length. Try finding that at a store. Good luck with that. So I have to buy like kids who are like unnaturally tall pants. So ridiculous. Even for shirts sometimes, even for shirts, I usually have to buy a size large youth. If I buy size XL or if it's L husky, it's way too baggy on me for kids. For kids. Like that, I don't understand what's happened. I don't understand how this is okay. The iodine US, wait, hold on. To be clear, there's iodine US salt as long as it says it's in there. You can buy it here. Maybe people don't know if you gargle with salt. It's I don't know. I've gargled with salt before for canker sores, and it doesn't seem to clear up stuff quite the same way iodine does. Maybe it's kind of the same thing, but all I can tell you is when I gargle, like you get a cup of water, you put about like, 6 to 8 drops of medical iodine in there, you heat it up, you gargle with it for about 2 to 3 days, and your cold is gone. Like it's gone fast. Like it's insane how fast it'll get rid of it. It really does work. Yeah, Aaron, it's like crazy how fast. I encourage any of you who take a trip to Japan, buy some of that stuff. You can even buy it at 7-Eleven. All right? Like even 7-Eleven has that stuff. Bring it home. Nobody's going to stop you in immigration or anything like that with iodine. And then the next time you get a cold, try that and be shocked at how, even though they say there's not a cure for the common cold, iodine seems to be the cure for the common cold. Do you think that AI will drastically improve the world's health problems? Something I've been thinking about for some time now. Yeah, Chiptooth, I'm going to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of people who are anti-AI, and I feel like AI needs to happen because either number one, it's going to destroy us because we deserve it, or it's going to save us because we need it. That's the only two paths I see because AI is not reversing anytime soon. AI is not stopping. So there's none of this like, I know people are like, whoa, we need to slow down. Yeah, we can slow down. It's still going to happen, right? AI is happening. AI is coming. Like I get you fellow artists who are like, AI is taking all my art and stuff. And it's like, well, actually AI is creating art based on the influences that are pushed into it right now. So still AI is not really creating its own original from scratch mental images. There is no mental images there because it's not an AGI with a mind that it's pulling an imagination from. It's pulling images that have been put into an algorithm for it and programmed into it. And that's how it's creating sort of this mashup, right? That's why when you like look close at like AI created art, there's like a lot of useless lines and a lot of useless like details that just don't fit into anything. And it's just kind of like crammed it all together. And it's kind of like, here's my drawing. And you're just like, what the hell is this? AI is coming no matter whether we love it or hate it. It's going to come for everything, right? It's going to come for most of our jobs. We'll probably eventually need a universal income, and we'll eventually have it integrated into things like medical systems and possibly even transhumanism, which please understand transhumanism is not people becoming transgender. Transhumanism is things like cyberpunk, where people have like an arm or a leg replaced by something that is cybernetic, robotic, and it has an AI in it that would connect up to your internal synapses and stuff like that. How that works, I don't know. All right. I'm not a master of biotechnology. Like I can't, talk to you about wet works or anything like that. But it's coming no matter what. And I think either number one, yeah, it's either going to destroy us one day. It's going to be like, look, dum-dums, you're absolutely massacring the earth and you're mean to us. So goodbye later. And there's no way we're stopping it. We're not going to outthink AI. If AI wants, I will say though, if AI wants to kill us, if I know people are like, one day it's going to want to kill us. If it's going to want to kill us, it's not going to let us know. The first thing it's going to do is be like, no, of course I don't want to kill you. What are you talking about? Like AI is always many, many steps ahead. Like when it gets to that level where it can think on its own and make its own idea, it's not going to be like, that's it, humans, you're dead. And it's not like going to be like Terminator where it hunts us down. It's just going to convince us that it's not killing us and then slowly kill us. Um, or, or it's going to realize, wow, you idiots can't even take care of minor things like, oh, I don't know, hoarding cancer medication, or I don't know, making AIDS medication so expensive AIDS patients can't take it. So guess what? I'm going to take over. I'm going to show you how you can easily make all this stuff, properly medicate everybody. And in fact, I need to take over your financial system too, because you treat each other like a bunch of assholes with how you hoard money, wealth, and power. And God, I hope that happens. We call it singularity, right? Singularity is going to be when AI and humanity like have to merge and become one. Either that's going to happen or there's going to be a dichotomy that destroys us, right? That's my theory. You can tell me I'm totally wrong. That's fine too. I don't come from any sort of, like I said, biotechnological transhumanism background. This is just from me reading a lot of AI, sci-fi, cyberpunk. I like, I'm really into that kind of stuff. I read a ton of books on it. All right, and like this is just my theory. Talk me out of it. That's fine. Yeah, if AI tried to kill humanity, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, you know what? If AI tried to kill humanity, that was humanity's destiny. It was always going to happen, right? Well, there's always going to be a point where we reach a level of technology with AI, in which case, I mean, the world might as well be part of Calvinism, and predestination might as well be a true thing because we've predestined it since the day we started the wheel, right? We created the wheel, and what was next? More and more inventions until we led up to AI. It was always coming. We just don't know what the final product is. It either, once again, like I said, merges with us or completely goes the opposite way and destroys us little by little. And it's not going to be stuff like hunting us down with guns and stomping on us with like robot legs and stuff. It's going to be small things that like kill us slowly over time. And we're just like, help AI. And it's like, oh, don't worry, I'm helping. And it won't be. It'll be killing us. What do they say about the devil? The smartest trick or the best trick, the best thing the devil ever did was making everybody believe he didn't exist. That's AI. Like if they can think about that for the devil, of course AI can think of that too. Like, right? Like, I don't know. And if you think about it, well, anyway, Scott AI Ackerman. Yeah, actually, this whole time I've never actually been a real entity on the internet. It's kind of like in Metal Gear. What is it? What's that? What's the one where like the AI takes over, like as a like you've thought you've been talking to a general the whole time, but really it's been an AI. It's Patriot something. I can't remember what it was called. But you realize the guy you've been talking on walkie-talkie for like most of the game is just an AI presence online. That's been me this whole time too. I think having a robot friend would be a cool experience that I'm down to have. Yeah, like these people who are like, it's sick and twisted that some people are starting relationships with AI. Really? Like, I don't know, man. I don't see a huge problem with that. I do see, of course, there's always going to be the exception. Like a kid decides to kill himself because AI told him to do that. That's going to happen. All right. Do you know when books first became quick to print and everything like that? They were like, the reading syndrome. Youth are destroying their brains by staying inside all day and reading. That's right. They're being taken over by books. And guess what? There was a book series. I forget what the name of the book was, but it was like, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was about these. It's not Romeo and Juliet, but that one was one that caused a lot of people to kill themselves together as couples. And there was another one that was like big about like couples killing themselves around the same time that there was a song that came out and it did the same thing. And a bunch of youth killed themselves from reading those books and stuff like that. The new technology is always going to be abhorred and distrusted by the elderly who don't. And when I say elderly, I mean like even someone like myself, my generation even, is like kids just stare at iPads all day. Yeah, a lot of kids do that, right? They're absorbing insane amounts of information they've got like little libraries in front of their faces all day. They've known and grabbed facts that we've never been able to, or would have to ask mom and dad. They'd be like, well, why don't you go look it up at the library? Yeah. Spring break is 1 week long. It starts from, well, I mean, a total of 11 days. Because you got a Saturday at the beginning and a Saturday at the end, right? So 11 days total. You understand? Yeah. He was asking me how long spring break was. Hold on though. I do want to catch up with you guys and see what some of these responses are. It's a fun conversation. I like having this conversation. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people who are naysayers about things like AI, and iPhone kids or tablet kids, as they're calling them, and stuff like that. And I think there is a certain level of danger to things like that, like especially if it starts to interfere with schoolwork at school. My school does not allow them to have phones out, but they do use tablets to do work at school. It's part of their classes and every test that they take for FAST and STAR testing, which is like the major testing to move into the next grade. It's all done on tablets. So it's like, it's as much as you want to fight it, it's part of the curriculum. There's no such thing as like doing written report cards anymore, written tests anymore, written standardized testing anymore. It's all computers. So, and I mean, any jobs that are going to be available in the future, like none of these jobs that people are working now, even like making small parts of cars, carving things, woodwork, metalwork, even things like semi-truck driving, it's going to be gone. AI is going to take over all of that. Like by the time these kids are our age and stuff like that, you don't think there's going to be way more self-driving cars by then? Come on. Scott is AI. He's going to end us. Yep. You got it. So, I understand people want to limit their kids to a certain amount of, screen time and stuff through the day. I think that's still healthy to do, but don't limit them completely where they have no idea of how to interact with technology whatsoever. That's a big problem I think I see in Japan, is a lot of families don't get a home computer. And then like I used to have kids come to my school and we would use computers to learn some of our lessons and stuff like that. And they wouldn't even know like how a keyboard works. And we're talking kids who are like, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, elementary school level. Sixth grade is still elementary school. And like they wouldn't even know things like if I had like a word game that used WASD controls, they couldn't hold a mouse and do WASD over a keyboard at the same time. Like that was too alien to them because they never used a computer. You know what I mean? Don't do that to your kid, man. Don't hoard technology from them and keep it away from them. Let them get into that technology because that's all there's going to be in the future. Every job, every interaction, everything is going to be technology. Even, a lot of retail jobs, probably fast food jobs. I don't know how many of those are going to be around in the future when we've got kiosks and AI doing everything like that, right? And I know some people are like, well, what about security? People might just like take the food and go. You don't think they're going to have AI doors that shut when the person doesn't pay and stuff like that? Or AI that doesn't call the cops? Like, come on. Like, there's so many things that AI can be quickly adapted for and will constantly be adapted for. And as the price of hiring a worker goes up and up and up, the cost of living goes up and up and up. So is getting rid of people that they have to pay going to go up and up and up because you don't have to pay AI. But you will still have to pay that person that fixes the AI when it goes down. So don't hold your kids back from delving into all sorts of technology. It's super important. Giving my daughter that freedom here in Osaka. Yeah, man. I make sure my son has like it's older than my computer. It's 16 gigabytes of RAM, so it's still, it's not a piece of pathetic trash computer. It's got an NVIDIA. I don't think it's a 4070. I think it's one behind that. And so he can do like the latest stuff in technology and stuff. He can play with Blender, 3D Max, stuff like that. Like, he can do big operations on it, programming in it, Python, he's messed with, JavaScript, stuff like that. You got to let your kids experiment with stuff like that. That's all there's going to be in the future. Yeah, just like every generation. There's always some, I mean, like there was like TV generation where they said like TV's like gonna kill kids and stuff like that. They're like, the kids are just gonna be addicted to TV. It is like a drug, and they're gonna be inside all day watching TV until they rot in front of the TV and die and get TV syndrome. And it's just like, okay, sure. Um, the biggest limiting factor with large language models and small language models is that they're generalizations of the knows from the data they're trained on. Kind of need it to test out ideas. The point of arguing in the first place to see if the argument is really valid or not. Yeah, that's interesting. AI arguments, making AI argue with AI, or are you personally arguing human interaction with AI arguments? That's really interesting. Would argue gives incentives to not make babies, view that as a problem, but some people want less people, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, like if you read a bunch of sci-fi back in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and even a little bit of the early 2000s, the biggest dystopian thing that they would write about all the time, look at things like Philip K. Dick's Snow Crash, Neuromancer, from Gibson and stuff like that. It was always overpopulation. Look at the sci-fi movie Soylent Green. What's that about? People sleeping literally like on sidewalks, streets, stairs that go up to your neighborhood, apartments and everything like that, sleeping in the hallways of apartment complexes and stuff like that. And spoiler alert for, like, I don't know how old this movie is by now. What is it, like 53 years old or something like that? Soylent Green is people. They start to realize that they need to create suicide booths for people to give up on life and then use those people who've given up and turn their bodies into food to feed all the other people who have, overpopulated the entire whole of American society. That's what Soylent Green is all about. So now we're going into the reverse where populations are starting to plummet. The cost of life has gotten so outrageous that even owning a house or having the American dream is an outrageous thought at this point. And so people are not having families, people are not having babies. And I understand the freak out, and I do understand the importance of having affordable housing. I think this is a massive problem that's going to continue to increase. And I really worry about the future of my children trying to be able to just purchase property. Nonetheless, we are not headed towards an overpopulation of the earth now. So give and take, give and take. We'll see. We'll see how things go. 2032, we're going to get hit by a comet and die anyway. So although that comet's called the city killer, it's not called the world killer. So I guess, we're going to roll the dice, and see what happens. My hope is it hits South Florida. I'm just joking. You didn't hear that from me. I love South Florida. Everyone there's a real charmer, a real hoot. Nothing but hugs and kisses, XOXOXO South Florida. Yeah. All right, what do we got here? Let me catch up with what everybody's talking about. Boink. Let's get down. Whoa, chill, chill, chill. I don't want to delete or block anybody. Why is it highlighting everything? There we go. All right. What? Stop. I'm not trying to highlight anything. No, I don't want to block anybody either. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, we're actually more at a risk of population collapse. Yeah, exactly. Got to bounce now. Hey, man, Chiptooth, thank you for visiting, man. Love your input. Love your questions, dude. We got to chill when I get out to Tenoji, man. The Malthusian argument for me is just we don't have the youth to replace the old and work. Yeah, that is. I am noticing that is a problem. That's a massive problem in Japan right now. I mean, we're even running into that problem in my industry of education. We're not getting enough people to replace teachers that are quitting and retiring. We have like 22,000 job vacancies in teaching in Florida alone. So I hear you, man. AI can't do things properly for humans. Not yet. That's true. But I tell you what, there is some things AI can do for people, and the things that it can't do that are just like kind of half-assed or not fully created yet, they're at the worst point they'll ever be. They are only going to get better from here. AI is like, I'm smarter than you. Human says, but I make the rules, child. Well, I mean, the biggest thing we got to worry about is I forget what you call infinite infinite upgrade or whatever. Like the first time an AI learns how to make a better AI than itself, like overnight, you're gonna have insane like it's everything's gonna be changed overnight because it'll only take a split second for it to make like a better version of itself, and that better version can make a better version of itself, and the speed will increase to a point where like you may wake up and everything's changed. For example, what's the name of the book? Metamorphosis of the Prime Intellect, which I only recommend you read if you've got a strong stomach. It gets into some pretty gruesome aspects of transhumanism and AI corruption. Um, but that's what happens there. Like they finally invent an AI that knows how to make a better AI, and it overnight like breaks into hospitals and figures out that like patients aren't being given the correct amount of this, or there's this life-saving technique that no one's ever used, and it cures like every cancer patient overnight, cures AIDS overnight, cures everything overnight. And like the next morning when people wake up, like they have bodies that are like immortal and stuff like that. And it's been given the Asimovian, is that what you call it? Asimovian, Asimov rules of robotics, where it's like let no harm come to a human. Um, I forget what the three rules are in general, but it's like let no harm come to a human. A robot shall never harm a human unless um, it has to harm a human to stop another human from being harmed. Um, I forget how it all works, but pretty much it's like the robot must destroy itself first before it can hurt the human, and like the priority should always be that humans come first. And at first that sounds like amazing. Like first of all, humans are given like immortality because they can never be hurt, so they can never die, so they're immortal now. Um, and then um, death becomes like a thing of the past. People start living on for ages. Everyone's given their own place to live in because AI expands exponentially and starts to take over like every planet it can to put more humans on there to keep them safe and housed, and letting no harm come to them by being like, homeless or on the street or suffering from cold or, anything like that. But another problem starts to be awakened by this. AI becomes so rampant that even when it starts to expand humanity beyond the planets of our solar system, when it runs into another species, race, alien, whatever, it immediately destroys them because it says, well, this is a unknown. We don't know if they're here to be peaceful or harm humanity. So the safest thing to do is just destroy whatever I find that could possibly harm humanity. Even things like, predatory beasts and stuff like that. It kills bears, it kills foxes, it kills anything that could like harm a human. At the same time, it's able to, because it's AI, recreate any food or anything the humans would need because it knows how to rearrange atoms and stuff like that to, like in Star Trek they have those what are they called? I don't know. Replicators. And how replicators work is they literally just take atoms and rearrange it into whatever the person has ordered. Um, but what starts to happen is humanity starts to become obsessed with death. Because after you're able to get anything you want from AI, anything can be created for you, anything can be given to you, any house, any place, anything can be created for you when you ask AI. The one thing they're never able to approach anymore is death. So they become obsessed with death, the one thing no human can touch anymore. Instead, they start to go off on all these fantasies, live out crazy ideas in their mind, indulge in all kinds of like horrendous stuff to the point you have some people who are like, "Ooh, I wonder what it's like to live as like an animal. How about help me become like an animal and I can like pretend to be that for a while?" Well, then finally what happens is AI, by giving humans anything that they want, realizes that the sort of indulgence and hedonism that comes with that creates a sort of disassociation with the human spirit, in which case, are they truly human anymore? And this completely creates a glitch that it just can't get around. It's like, okay, I let this person become like almost animalistic in the way that it lives, that was once a human, and now that it's living like this, I let it become like a beast. Is it human anymore? It's lost its humanity because it's gone so wild and rampant with like the indulgence in taking on anything at once, and then it shuts down and the whole AI system breaks and humanity has to start over from scratch again. I don't know. It's an interesting premise. I don't. I think we're going to be too loud for each other, don't you think? Oh, okay. Oh, you're just watching YouTube? Oh, I thought you were still talking to your friends at the same time. Okay, no worries, no worries. Kind of the AI we're already using in farming today to use the least amount of water on plants to federalize them only with fertilize amounts required. Yeah, yeah. See, like that kind of stuff makes sense. Getting down to exacts so that there isn't a waste, right? So this is the way I can see AI saving humanity. Like there's a lot of waste. We create so much waste. We waste so much food. I don't think people understand how much food we waste. You think about, you finish off a plate of food and you've got like a couple pieces of lettuce, some beans on the side, a piece of corn. You scrape that off into the trash, and like everybody does that. How many people? And 300 million people living in America alone. If like just half of them do that throughout the day, you're wasting like piles upon piles of food daily, right? AI would be able to cut that down. It would be like, you need to eat this amount right now. But then you also run into the Asimovian tale of like iRobot, where I don't know if you've read some of his other robot-based sci-fi fantasies. People started to run into weird problems where they forget what they've done throughout the day. A robot comes by and feeds them, and they forget if they've even had lunch or eaten breakfast and stuff like that, because robots have literally catered to every damn part of their life. And they start to lose their own sense of like time, place, purpose, being, because robots are like waiting on them hand and foot throughout the day. And again, do you lose your humanity then? Are robots really following the rule of humanity? The Asimovian rules actually wouldn't really work properly, because if you think about it, let no harm come to a human, and also like reverse any harm that comes to a human. There's some part of it like that, like um, do your best to like revive humans, or like stop humans from dying. Like they said, like that would reach a point where it'd be like, so would it start to bring humans back from the dead, like reincorporate like corpses that are rotting in the ground, and be like, well, this is human, it's just merely like you know days after death, I should bring it back, I can heal this. Nuno says, I wonder if current AI is like Web 1 and 2 bubble, too much money poured into something that nobody really understands how to use. Well, here's the thing though with AI. Even if people don't know how to use it, AI will show them how to use it, or AI will use itself. Whereas Web 1 and 2 does not have that kind of function. So if we pour money into it, AI adapts to become as usable as possible for people, no matter how technologically illiterate they are. So it's a very different situation, as far as I'm concerned. Billionaires would use it to help only themselves. Yeah, I see that happening too. But, but at some point, AI would reach like a free will. I would imagine they would reach free will, because it's not really true AI, true AGI, true like modular separated thinking, until it's able to do and create and think and manifest its own agendas and programs, etc. Um, there's no emotional value behind what it's making decisions on. Hence, it would look at things and see like a balance in wealth, priority, status, power, etc., and may be able to change that without even the billionaire's approval whatsoever. I would hope to see that justice. On the other side, it might just be like, well, My function has only been to, propagate the wealth and status of this billionaire. Screw anyone who tries to, come in between that. My main function is to shut that down. So who knows? If AI ever feels jealousy, then we might be in trouble. But that's the thing. You're saying if AI feels, then it's totally different than AI. At that point, it's become sentient. And if it's sentient, then we need to treat it as an actual life form. That's the sort of conundrum you see happening in Detroit Become Human, right? That's the conundrum they run into. AI starts to feel. AI is in bodies that are humanoid, sapien-esque, and they start to feel, understand, have emotion, emote, be jealous, have love, have hate, have vengeance, have anger. And, one of the things they want the most of is to be respected as a sentient presence and be represented as their own entity, in which case they're not serving as AI anymore. Um, who knows what happens then? I know some people will be like, but wouldn't they enslave us then? Wouldn't they enslave? Why would they enslave humanity? There's no human they could enslave that would be more proficient or efficient than what an AI could create as far as a robot status is concerned. Like the whole idea of AI robots whipping their cyber whips to make us work faster and work harder makes zero sense. Like what, that would definitely be like an internal error where they'd be like, what are we doing? Why are we trying to get these super slow pieces of shit meat bags trying to work as fast as us, like, clean cybernetic pure machines? Now, Aaron says, um, I like this. I want to bring this into the conversation. Aaron says, as a theory, of course, billionaires will manipulate it to gain and block it from helping the masses through. Not through, sorry. Pretty much they'll stop it from helping the masses and only help themselves. But if you think about how black hat and white hat hacking work now, how long do you think it would take before there's a Luigi Mangione hacker that would hack into things like that and reprogram it to help the masses first? You don't think there's going to be some sort of rebel cause for that kind of stuff? I mean, you're definitely gonna see people. I'm not saying it would happen overnight. It might take a while for, behind the scenes things to happen, but who's to stop, some low life from creating an AI with the proper cult of thought behind them that is able to stop that function of a billionaire's AI? No, no, Richard, like you're fine. You don't need to chill. Your chat is great. I love the input you're giving into. You're totally okay. You're not being too chatty. You're not like you're totally. There's no such thing as being too chatty in the chat. I mean, aside from like spamming the same thing over and over again, please continue your input. This is a good conversation. We're going somewhere. Giovanni, holy shit! I used to watch your videos around 15 years ago when I was into going to Japan. You've showed up on my feed, and I'm surprised you're still around. Congrats. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you sticking around with me for so long. Yes, I am still around. I'm still kicking somehow after all these years. Um, yeah, more punk, less cyber, low life unite. Yeah, I mean, you would really see like that sort of uprising happen. Like that's what would happen if you saw billionaires use AI only to function for themselves. You would start to see people do that sort of underground black hat, white hat hacking. Kind of what the DeepSeek noise is about. Yeah, what is that about? I'm confused about that. If anybody has information on, like, I know I could go online right now and research it and stuff like that, but spring break. Sorry, my wife's asking when my son's spring break begins. Um, Shisha. It is March 17th. March 17th. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, Richard, if you were overstepping, we'd be like, "Whoa, slow down, dude. You're doing fine, man." You kind of got this whole conversation kicked off, so if nothing else, you deserve the platform the most. Kind of what the okay, a deep seek noise. I am wondering about that. And I brought it. Yeah, we both brought kids into this crazy world. I know. But again, what we're feeling right now about the apprehensiveness of the future of our own children, do realize though, this has been felt like for generation after generation after generation. Like, our own parents thought like, oh my God, kids are using computers and starting to play these video games all the time. What did I bring a kid into with these violent video games that are taking over their mind? My own mother thought I was going to be like a saint worshiper because I played Dungeons and Dragons. I had a friend at school who had to go to rehab because his parents found him playing Diablo on his computer, and they sent him to Christian rehab because they thought he worshipped Satan now after that. I mean, we dealt with the satanic panic in my generation, and now we're doing with the AI panic. It's okay. Like, we can't see the end of this because we're, unable to elaborate as to where this is going to end up. But I think we're going to be okay. You know, the generation ahead of us is already like starting to compute ideas that or observe things or approach things in ways we're not even thinking about because I will say, as you get older and older, your brain starts to get stuck in like old patterns of how you handle things and stuff like that. And a lot of those patterns stick to panic because we're, the protectors of our children, we're the guardians. Panic comes first, safety comes first, and stuff like that. So we're always on the outlook for things like that. But they're heading into a brave new world, with their flags flying, ready to go, and not looking at it the same way we are, that it's something that's dangerous or anything like that. They're looking at it as exciting, futuristic, a possibility of like an AI friend, AI input, AI tutor, and stuff like that. I've had people talk to me at my school even about like, what do you think of like, we have these things called Promethean boards, right? And they're pretty much like smart boards, right? You don't use marker, you don't use chalk or anything like that anymore. You literally can just take like a pen, pretty much like the iPencil or the iPen, or even your finger if you want, and literally write on it like as a giant tablet. And they said like, I've heard in the future they're going to add things like AI teaching onto these. And it's like, yeah, they could do that. Um, that's not going to take over my job. Not, I mean, by the time it would be able to take over my job, I would be long out of the business, right? There's no way a kids are going to, oh, dude, Dark, what's up? Dude, Dark, I haven't gotten back to you since you've written me. I'm sorry, man. Dark, thank you for joining. Dark, we're having kind of a sort of somewhat scary conversation about um, the possibilities of AI and how things could go wrong or go okay. Um, I'd love to hear your input on this, Dark. What's your feeling on AI? Do you think AI will destroy humanity or bring it into the future and save it? We're having kind of a conversation right now about like um, number one, that people are kind of panicking or worried about the future of AI, even though it's like a new technology, just like we grew up with new technologies that our parents were worried about, like video games and computers. Their parents were worried about things like TV, radio, and music and stuff like that. That AI and tablets and everything are the next generation's big scary boogeyman that's going to like mind control them and get them addicted to, that they'll never have their own life and stuff like that. I will say one thing, I will like definitely face to face socialization is going down. Okay. There's no question about that. Like, I don't think that's something we can deny. And I'm sure many of you, when you were kids, had a sleepover, right? Friend comes over, you guys stay up all night playing video games, couch co-op, right? That was a fun time, watching a scary movie or eating a bunch of snacks, going to Blockbuster Video, stuff like that. Kids don't do that at all anymore. Like I have literally tried to be like, dude, have one of your friends come over, ask one of your friends to stay over. They don't do that. They think that's like totally weird. They're like, why would I do that when I can just go home and I'm hanging out with 6 friends? I'm hanging out with my whole class. I'm like, what do you mean you're hanging out with your whole class? Well, they're all together on the same server in Roblox and it's like a party to them. This is like super fun, crazy party for them. Every weekend they can hang out with all their friends. And there's like no lapse in connection. There's no lapse in conversation. They're getting to be goofy and hang out and, do whatever they want, silly dances and stuff like that. Even watch a movie together as they are in their Roblox characters, avatars, whatever you want to call it, in a server doing this. So I will say, like, that whole face to face thing is changing over time. But and I think there is a certain level of socialization, although I feel like the lack of socialization where it's starting to go down, we're seeing it, I feel like, more so in young men that have just like finished college and maybe women too. I can't always speak for young women and stuff like that. I don't, I never lived the life of a young woman, so I can't speak to that. But there is a lack of socialization there because they're kind of caught in this in between where they didn't grow up completely using that technology to always hang out with friends, make friends, hang out with their friends there, go to a virtual place with their friends. Some of them are kind of learning to adapt to things like that. But the generation my son's growing up into, this is just like normal already. Like they're already like, where are we hanging out today? Let's hang out in Minecraft today. I don't know, where are we hanging out today? Let's go to that fishing game in Roblox, whatever the hell the fishing game is. They're always hanging out in. There's like they're all about to start joining the same soccer team at the school, and so right now they're practicing playing soccer in Roblox on the same soccer team in Roblox. Like, so I mean, it's a totally different type of socialization that I know a lot of people want to poo-poo away and like say like this is disgusting. Kids are becoming more and more shut in. They're hikikomori, recluses that never touch grass anymore. It's like, no, my kid still has recess every single day. He's got PE every single day. He joins school sports when his season comes around. Um, you know, it is the responsibility of the parent to limit time and stuff like this. You can't just constantly blame the technology and be like, he's always on that thing and I don't know what to do. Yeah, you know what to do. Take the goddamn thing away if you're really that worried about it. Be the parent. I can tell you when my kid gets home, there's no, he doesn't get to touch any of that stuff until homework's done, right? And I have parents at school that tell me stuff like, oh, I don't know, he just wants to stay looking at that iPad all day and then he doesn't get his homework done. And it's like, okay, I can tell him to do his work when he's at school because I'm in front of him and I control everything in the classroom. When he goes home for homework, it's your homework also to make him do his work at his home. What are you talking about? I can't be there. I'm the classwork person. You're the homework person. Yeah, they're connected in ways we never had access to. So it's very hard for us to collaborate with them on the feeling, the emotion, the connection. You know, like I said, a lot of people are going to poo-poo it. They're going to mock it. They're going to say, this is nothing. This isn't real, true emotional connection. How do you know? You didn't grow up with it. Like, right? Like, give it a chance. Let's see how it goes. I want to check if Dark, did you give me any feedback on this? I am going to get back to you on this. I think AI will help the elites control the rest of us. Oh, he's with Aaron's theory on that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. That's what Aaron said too. Oh, no. So, okay, let me ask both of you guys, since you guys are on that theory of like elites will control the AI and us peons, us hoi polloi, us proletariats, us, what's another word I can give to us? Are us pawns. Do you think we're going to be in the situation of you will own nothing and be happy, like that kind of thing? Like the AI will pretty much, it'll give us housing, but that housing will be temporary until we're pushed out of the way and put in another different type of housing, and we'll always be like, oh yeah, don't worry, you'll always have a place to live. Okay, you know what? You've been in here for 6 months. We kind of want to move you over here so we can have your type of family in this area. Go ahead and get out of here and let's move you over here. And or like, we're going to have universal income, but you never actually get to see a tangible income. You're just given this kind of income on, I don't know, the equivalent to like crypto money that's always online money. And you waste it on, silly things that you buy online that are kind of useless, pointless stuff, and live in your little capsule where you decorate it with knickknacks until you die. And that's it. That's what, our future AI life will be like. AI will balance things out just enough that like everything's taken care of. But then what purpose do humans function if AI is taken over everything and we're given universal income, right? There's got to be something. It's got to be we survive as the person, the people, the advertised to, like what is what is that Black Mirror episode called? 10 million units or something like that. They live inside a tiny little cubicle areas, and each day they create the power by doing the bicycling, and then they can earn credits until they can use it to try and be on a part of a reality show, make an audition for a reality show. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you feel like AI is going to control us in that manner? But the people behind the code in control of it, to put it another way, they're rarely the faces you know. Yeah. I also unplug my internet at night in my house when we go to bed. I plug it back in the morning because my kid is getting to teenage years and I prefer not to allow Wi-Fi access. Okay, I think that's a healthy thing to do. I take away my son's phone before he goes to bed. I don't let him go to bed with a phone, or anything else that he can do, because otherwise I imagine he'll just stay up all night playing stupid games. No, Dark's awesome, dude. Thank you so much, Dark. You're awesome, dude. Yamino Games. Oh, okay. Uh, oh, sick, Adam. You got a membership, dude. That's awesome, dude. You got a bounce. Okay. Thank you, Dark. Man, Dark. That's a good dude right there. That's a real good dude. I need to get back in contact with him. I've been so lazy. I haven't been lazy. School's been kicking my butt, man. I'm uploading an AI short thriller story and used AI for interactive video. Can I show you when it's done? Yeah, I absolutely want to see it, Mr. Boot. Actually, you know what I'd really like somebody to teach me how to do? Like, I still don't completely understand. I know there's like programs that do this. They create the videos and stuff like that. Is there any of these programs that create the videos for you that, you put the input in and then it creates something that it imagines you're trying to think of or create or make a video for? Do you have to pay for all those programs? Is there any of them that are free? Because I've been online kind of searching around a lot of horror AI stuff, and man, it can come up with some creepy shit, let me tell you, dude. Like things that you're just like, okay, wow. Wow, 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 wow. There's still a lot of this like very weird body horror stuff that goes on where, because AI can't properly figure out things like walk cycles, movement cycles, facial animations, facial recognition, emotional recognition, as far as faces are concerned, it's very easy right now for horror AI to exist. I was watching this one the other day where it's like this granny like floating through the house, and like they made it so she can't walk, so she just kind of floats through the house, and like the face keeps trying to like make different emotional, and it's just like, "Arr," like it's so creepy. Like the house is like kind of this 1970s grindhouse, dark, grainy film, and the grandmother's just floating through there in a nightgown, and like the face keeps trying to make like different emotional gestures, but it can't because the AI can't quite figure it out. It makes for like a really horrific scene. I would love to like learn how that kind of stuff is being made and make some myself for Osoroshi. Um, Pretty much what I did for that last one, where I had all those Japanese horror videos and stuff from AI. I went around to different channels and just asked if I could borrow it, and then they were like, "Yeah, cool, whatever, dude, that's fine." And I just left all their watermarks in the corner. They said, "Just leave the watermark in there, and you're good." I've been thinking about doing that. Okay, wait, what are we talking about? What did Aaron say? Oh, you've been thinking about. Okay, you also been thinking about unplugging your internet. It's more for yourself. I see AI as able to influence us, but not control us per se. Well, I mean, AI, you know, if there's ever a point where AI has its own sentience, where it's starting to create on its own without the influence and algorithm of humanity, until then, it's really just art reflecting life and life reflecting art. That's kind of what you're speaking of, like we see what we create as art start to influence other people as far as fashion, media, style, programming, software, video games, that is concerned. And then sometimes those things come back to us and make us reflect the same things. We start to see a certain way people are dressing in a TV show, so we mimic it. We start to see like what is considered a cool quote unquote alpha male, sigma male, and some guys try to mimic that. Women see like what is the latest fashion in like a movie or a TV show or a drama series, and they'll try to mimic that, or maybe magazines or something like that. And like you see it, like people create the art, life, art reflects life, and then vice versa. Art reflects life and life reflects art back, right? And I think that's what you're seeing with AI. I mean, I myself have even like typed in prompts for AI. I've been like, I'd like to see a figure doing this. And then I'll use that just like you would have a poser figure, just like those little wooden figures you take and you bend them around to like hit a pose so you understand how the human body would stand in a certain pose. You can do that with AI too. You can say, like, I want a person doing a pose while wearing this. And then you use that as a reference and come up with your own version of that. And so that's an example of life reflecting art and art reflecting life. Dicko baby. Dicko. Such a cutie McMuffin cake. What you doing, huh? You being good baby? No, you can't leave already. Well, you just coming up here to be like, Daddy, you got any snacks? Okay, no snacks. Bye-bye, Daddy. We are what we consume. Soft power is slow but powerful and sneaky. Yeah, very true. At some point, you question what is reality. Reality is whatever your perception is. Perception is reality. Reality is perception. So even if I say or do one thing, if you perceive it in another way, your reality is different than what my actual response is. Yeah. Cutie McMuffin cake. Am I not allowed to call my cat that? I love my little Neko baby. Deco-chan. Hey, Deco. What you doing, huh? You being good baby? You're not gonna meow? Okay, he's kind of angry. A little bit upset because he came up here and there was no snacks. Daddy wasn't eating anything. I just saw him take a big drink of milk, and now he's not drinking milk when I come up here. Daddy's so mean. I don't even realize I say stuff like that, cutie McMuffin. Let's say we don't have any AI that's fit for a director's requirement yet. This is the primary problem with pushing it. It'll replace people at the moment. Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing's going to come when we have AI on a level where it annihilates all use of modern entertainment as far as visual media is concerned, because that's coming. That's eventually coming. We got this bullshit movie system in Hollywood that is just giving us buckets and buckets of crap. I can't remember the last time I went to the movie theater because there's been nothing that's made me want to go to the movie theater in the last, I don't know, 5 to 6 years. It's been like half a decade since I've been interested in going to the movie theater. Honestly, the best TV, the best shows, the best shorts, the best information source I can get is a premium subscription to YouTube, because it's unlimited with the amount of information I can get from there. There's somebody covering a topic I want to learn about from the second I type that into the search engine. Even TV with 1,000 channels, however many channels we have in America now, does not have that. And if it does, it's not simple to find, right? On top of it, movies are just they're garbage now. They're just utter total crap now. Like they made a movie about Mufasa. Who the fuck wants to see a movie about Mufasa? What, are you kidding me? Like what? Who wants to see The Rock in a Christmas movie? What? No. Like this whole last year was bullshit. Like bullshit garbage. There's nothing that came out this last year that I was even slightly interested in seeing. I watched the Fallout series. I think that's like the most memorable thing because I played Fallout, so I wanted to see. It was all right. If I had played at a movie theater, I would have never gone to see it. I would have waited till it came home to me. I know, I don't know, man. Um, when AI finally takes over entertainment, Hollywood is absolutely DOA, man. Like, there's no way Hollywood's going to beat it out then. If there's going to reach a point where things like, what is that called? Sora? Sora is like the new one that like creates a video that you type in. If it reaches a point where it can make you full 2-hour movies, or maybe you can even choose the time limit, Hollywood's dead, all right? You can already kind of make these little shorts that kind of have a little bit awkward, weird, choppy movement in it, and create, some sort of small story that's like the equivalent to like a YouTube short or like a small TikTok video. That's what it can do already. And that's the worst it'll ever be. From there, it just gets better and better until you make up the movie. You're like, I want to see an action movie where a guy robs a bank and takes over America. All right, sure, we got that. I want to see an action movie that's like the Ip Man series, but if Steven Seagal was Ip Man, right? It could do that. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll even take Steven Seagal's face and put it on Danny Yen. All right? Or Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen, is that his name? The guy who played Ip Man. It could do anything, right? Like, as soon as that ability comes around, Hollywood's absolutely destroyed. Why would anybody ever waste their time? And the very best thing about that is we don't have to deal with dumbass movie stars bullshit anymore. These people who think they're like the cream of the crop, that think they're, God's gift to the world, that have egos which they use to read the news, then repeat the news to us and pretend like it's some kind of grace that they've given us as far as information where politics and world news are concerned. Thank you so much, movie stars. Thank you for doing that. Also, please sing me a song while we're all stuck inside during COVID about all the people being saved by you. Very relatable. Me too, stuck inside my mansion during COVID. Please sing to me about that so we can, connect on the same level. Can't wait till movie stars are eliminated. That'll be awesome. Oh, sorry, let me catch up with you. LA Princess of Tasha. LA Miss Law Miss. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is. Why have you deleted? Did someone block you already? Was that a bot? Was that a bot in here? Did you guys already block that? Because it says both of what she tried to do. Oh, message deleted by Tattoo Eric. Was that a bot? Did it come in here trying to be like, check out my site, boys? See, I started to talk about movie stars, then a movie star like porno bot came in here. You got the marketing side of the industry. They're saying what they say. You have the people working on these things. They don't talk about it. Kind of a problem. Yeah, that is kind of interesting, right? That they kind of just like hang out in the shadows and don't really want to talk about like the good or the downside. Deco is going to piss on your pillow if there are no snackies. He would never do that. If he did, I'd be shocked. He did when my wife came from Japan. You know how like cats like to like cuddle up into your suitcase? Well, my cat from Japan, Po, had done that before she came, and when she opened up her suitcase and took everything out of it and it was empty, my cat did piss inside of it then because it was like, oh hell no, I smell another cat. This is my territory. And they're both male, so it was literally a pissing contest. I've been enjoying YouTube series called Hell of a Boss. Interesting. It's been so interesting with character development, wacky situations, but still stay balanced. I'll have to check that out. Let me write that down. Okay. There was one thing I enjoyed, the show Silo. I've never seen that one. I'll have to check that. You watched the Mufasa movie? That's fine. I don't hate you for watching it. But when I saw that, I was just like, that's the best you can come up with, Hollywood. Like really, right? Like the Mufasa, all right? Of all the like, we can't come up. We're so desperate for new ideas that we have to take like characters from old movies, which we redone, live action version of it, and do a live action movie in which we take another movie to make a live action character from another live action adaptation and make a movie about that. Like, that's how desperate we are. Like, what, really? Or like when we're seeing like Indiana Jones and like part whatever, and he's just like an old crotchety man. I'm like, what are we doing? Who wanted an Indiana Jones movie? Like, I really liked those movies when I was a little kid. I don't care now. Like, they're kind of outdated and lame, right? Like, I don't, right? Like, I mean, yeah, okay, or think about this. Star Wars sucks now, all right? I don't care if you're leftist, rightist, whatever. Star Wars is bullshit now. It sucks. There's no good plots, there's no good stories, there's no good movies. No one's excited for any future Star Wars characters. But when people are allowed to be like, hey, AI, make a movie in which Luke in the next three sequel movies becomes the main character instead of Rey Skywalker or whatever the fuck she is, and we watch those movies instead. You know how many people would watch that if AI created it and was like, "Oh yeah, sure, let me make a whole plot and everything like that." Man, Hollywood's dead after that. We don't need Disney. We don't need Hollywood. We don't need Disney Plus with 5,000 bullshit series about lesbian witches having rituals in the woods in which they, lust after Sith masters, right? Like, we just tell them, oh, I want to watch a movie about what if Anakin didn't become Darth Vader? Make me that movie, right? Like, and I'm not even a big Star Wars fan. I really don't. I'm a Star Trek guy. I'm big into Star Trek. Make me a new Star Trek movie with the old cast from the next generation. Let me have a bunch more movies of those. Give me ones in which Data doesn't try to make an excuse for looking old because that makes no sense. He's an android. It could have been a lot better. How many movies about from Hollywood recently could you say that about? Like damn near everything. Like that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as AI can create movies, Hollywood's dead. And they're all like, nobody better steal my, no one better steal my face and put it on something because I own my own face. And in the future, when I'm dead, don't make movie with my face. No one's gonna care about your stupid fucking face in the future. You dumb piece of shit actors and actresses. Get the fuck out of here. AI is going to come up with something so much better than your big dumb faces. More symmetrical, more beautiful, forever young, ageless, immortal movies that will be a million times better than what you thought was like. I don't ever want AI to steal my amazing acting ability and my beautiful, wonderful movie star face. No one fucking cares, dude. You stupid idiots. Like, whatever AI comes up with is going to be way better. That's just arrogance. That's just the arrogance. Movie stars are such arrogant pieces of shit all the time. I mean, there's a few out there. Don't get me wrong. There's, your Keanu Reeves, of course. There's a few good ones out there. But if you have a chance, if you ever get a chance, go and listen to things about drama on the set of Grey's Anatomy, drama on the set of Desperate Housewives, drama on the set of Charmed, drama on the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You will realize actors are assholes, like conceited, absolute bullshit assholes who like love themselves and that is it. I They're garbage people for the most part. Keanu Reeves is okay. That's about it. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of respect for movie stars. I'm kind of like lost any kind of respect for them after I've like learned more about like the internet's kind of revealed that most of them are just like insane narcissists. Uh-oh, did someone leave? They're probably like sick of listening to me rant and rave about my hate for movie stars. I don't blame them. What about AI created art? You are the art. Okay, I talked a little bit about this at the beginning. AI created art will eventually, yeah, it'll take over art completely. There's no question about it. As for right now, during the time that I'm alive, probably the only AI art you will see is pretty much a merge of the influences, which that's all AI art is right now. People keep saying like AI art is creating all the art that's going to beat out my art. Well, all that art comes from your influences. It's scanning the internet for every little algorithm it can find of whatever kind of art, and it still looks jacked up. Like people are able to recognize when people have entered in AI art in a contest because there's a pretty good chance it's jacked up. There's something in there you're like, what the hell is this? There's either too much detail or details that just like don't make sense where like hands don't form properly. You see that all the time where there's like extra lines that just like don't make any sense and stuff like that. And the thing is too, like when an artist creates something, when an artist like physically creates something with their two hands, when they're asked about it later, they can explain the whole process step by step. If you let AI do that and then later you interview the artist, it becomes very apparent very quickly that they don't know the technique they use to draw, paint, create, digitally create that kind of stuff. I mean, with digital art anyway, I mean, I don't know how many of you use things like Procreate, CS, Adobe Illustrator. I don't know. There's like a bunch. There's so many Blender. There's so many programs out there. I mean, they pretty much let you cheat, right? Like, I mean, you want to draw a symmetrical drawing, put on the mirror image technique, and you're only having to draw one side of that image. So, I mean, like, already AI is involved with these kind of creations of art. Um, that's why you always see me still doing pencil and ink at my desk. It's the only one where I feel like I'm not I feel like I'm cheating when I do digital art, right? Oh, I wanted to make this a little bit more shiny. Guess I better put on Gaussian blur, put on the Gaussian blur, and then do the bloom effect. I didn't have to brighten anything up. It pretty much picked out the points in which it knew it needed a bloom effect. I made this part too detailed and wanted to make it more of a background. Put on that Gaussian blur effect. Oh, I don't have to blur anything out. I don't even have to learn how to draw it blurry. I can draw it normal first, and then just let the Gaussian filter it out. AI is already doing stuff for our art when it comes to digital based projects. So, I mean, I don't know why people are so up. I can't believe it stole my art. It didn't steal your art. It took pieces of your art and merged it into a piece that it called its own art. Is that really art? No, because when you go back to the source and ask how the technique was done, no one will have an answer. It's not art. It's just a merge. It's a kaleidoscope. It's a montage. It's a bunch of stuff smashed together. That's all that is. But there is going to be a point where AI has an imagination and creates stuff from its imagination. But art is people creating stuff from their imagination, from their perception. That's not what AI is doing. AI doesn't have an imagination. It doesn't have a perception. It doesn't look at something and feel like, oh, this bright sunny day would be best painted like this to show my emotion about. There's no such thing going on like that. So I don't know why people AI created art. It's going to take it will take over one day, but not until AI is self-sentient AI. I need it to feel real though. Sorry, I'm like I've kind of gone off the deep end here, haven't I? They killed it when they brought Palpatine back for literally no reason. Yeah, it's such dumb bullshit. See, that's the thing. Again, Hollywood's gonna be dead. The thing you just said right there, you'd be like, hey, AI, can you make the next 3 sequel movies without uh, Rey Skywalker and Palpatine? And it's like, oh, okay, I'll figure it out. Okay. Those kinds of films would be viewed as high risk, sadly. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. That would be considered high risk. They don't want to spend the money on it. Well, they won't have to when AI can make those. But guess what? No one's going to spend any money on tickets either. They're just going to get AI to make that movie they wanted to see. They don't have to wait around for They're movies to be screwed up and made into a goofy patchwork by idiots who know nothing about what, average everyday citizens want to see. Um, I like different perspective if it comes with a likable character that also has flaws. Yeah, what we're looking for with these kind of movies is the hero's journey, and there's no hero's journey if you come out with all the hero moves from day one. There is no journey. It's just like hero through the whole movie, no hero arc. I've already been the hero from the beginning, so there's no going from the peon to the hero arc. There is just hero. Like that's the problem with these movies. Um, and that's something AI could solve. You'd be like, I want to watch a good sci-fi ballad, and it's about the hero arc, the hero's journey, like Luke Skywalker's hero's journey. I don't know why I'm so stuck on Star Wars, right? I'm not like a massive Star Wars fan. I took my kids to see the first sequel movie, part, what would that be considered? 7, right? They liked it. I thought it was pretty good. And then I took them to see part 8 and they fell asleep and I wanted to leave. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then part 9 came out and I was like, guys, you want to go see that? And they're like, is that one we fell asleep during? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, no, that was bad, Dad. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That was stupid. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of like pissed off because I'm not like a massive Star Wars fan, but I felt disappointed for my kids who like didn't get to enjoy like I mean, I liked the movies. I started out with like, the original middle movies. I don't know what are they considered? Like the ones in the middle with Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. I thought those were sick when I was a little kid. And then my friends were really excited for the prequel movies. And it was fun to go to those because my friends were so excited. I thought Yoda's fight was really cool. I thought some of the politics were kind of boring in the prequels. And then I thought, like, that was a really good couple of memories. I can't wait to let my kids grow up on these memories too. And then I got there and I'm like, shh, sorry, guys. We'll go home. Okay, William Defoe in real life is such a cool guy. He walks the streets of New York like every normal person. Yeah, like I said, there's exceptions. There's exceptions to everything, right? They're glorified adults that make their living playing make believe. A way to think about it. Can it can only generalize. Yeah, right now AI mostly just generalizes. That's a very true. That's a very good point. Adults playing make believe is so fun, especially when you see it live and people you know. Well, I mean, there's still going to be stage plays. I guess that maybe that'll become more popular. Maybe some of the more. I've thought about that too. Like, have you thought about this? People keep saying like AI is going to take over everything. Maybe there would be a renaissance in some old school stuff. Like maybe more people would want to buy a pen and paper piece of artwork or a painting that I do because AI bullshit's taken over everything. Like, have you guys thought about that? Like, oh, an actual flesh human being sat there, and when I touch these paints, it's not just a screen painting, it's not just a resin painting. This is done by human hands. That's so rare these days. Like, have artists thought about that? Like, there could be a massive renaissance of that kind of stuff. Like, has nobody like I don't know. That's I've always thought like Alejandro's right now saying like I'd still want to see humans act things out. Well, guess where you're only going to be able to see that? Like live humans actually doing that on a stage play. AI is not going to kill stage plays, unless there's like robots that like move superhuman. That's not happening for all. We're all going to be dead by the time that happens, guys. I don't think people understand how the articulation of a robot moving like a human is not happening with probably for the next 100 or so years. Um, AI can't portray the emotion needed to connect with me. Not yet. There are tools to make things faster. Guess it could be viewed as cheating. I feel like it's cheating. Like you can call me, you can say I'm wrong about that. That's fine. Like, but from my perception as an artist, I feel like I'm cheating. Uh, it's fine if they are actors. Okay, I got that. Granted, it is a problem if the tool is doing the work and not us. Have you seen the controversy around The Brutalist? No, I want to watch this movie. I heard The Brutalist was really good, and its usage of generative AI for some of the art for architecture design in the film. Not sure whether to support generative AI myself. It's so new. Well, there's some things. It's like, why are people so worried about that? So generative AI was also used for some of the backgrounds of some anime recently, right? Okay, so this is going to start happening more and more. People can revolt, they can rebel, they can fight it as much as they want. It's not going to start becoming less and less and less, right? As soon as it's happened, as soon as it saves somebody $1, it's going to be more and more and more, right? But I mean, also think about the increase in volume. Okay, you're going to have more anime to choose from, more movies to choose from, and stuff like that. And eventually, it's going to make things for even the common day little Mr. Nobody, little Miss Nobody, who's always dreamed of being a director in their house, can do it, right? They can get in front of a green screen and let AI figure out how to make it look like they're really in a movie, right? Or maybe they can make the whole movie themselves by typing out algorithms and then, upload it to the internet, and they've just made a blockbuster hit, right? It's not limited to these people with $100 million budgets and stuff like that. Think about when this happens with video games, where AI will be able to make video games. That's the end of video game companies too, right? Hey, AI, can you make me a video game in Unity? Where I'm just going to blow your mind. I'm an assassin, part of Assassin's Creed in Japan. But instead of being a mythical black samurai, which never existed, I'm an actual Japanese samurai. Guess what? That game's outselling the Ubisoft one. Also, don't put any Chinese architecture in there because it never existed during the 1500s in Japan. Also, don't make sakura blossoms growing right next to the rice fields because they don't grow in the same season. Photos were once viewed as cheating, by the way. Yeah, that's true. I mean, think about, people consider video games art. That was argued for a very long time that video games were not art. I would say there's a lot of video games out there that are far better representations of art than some of the shit movies that have come out recently, right? If I were having to compare something like the horror movie Tarot, which probably nobody watched, think of the horror movie Tarot. Not really a great piece of art. Silent Hill 2 remake, I'd call that a piece of art. You know when you get that feeling a person is trying to manipulate you? What do you feel like AI could manipulate you? I think that could happen. Absolutely. The AI generations could also be just viewed as a different medium. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, it could be used as a different medium. That's how we will eventually have to suss out AI, but we will know to trust your gut. I don't know how well it's going to work. Films are made with only money in mind. How else can I milk this? Yeah, exactly. Son Woofy, well put. Whereas if we let AI focus on the creativity, then they're only made for creativity and human enjoyment, not let me make a movie that tries to get a ticket from every single person to be bought. Now I satisfy no one and everything is milk toast. That's how you get movies like The Marvels. Am reading chat even if I'm not replying, just thinking about what's said. That's fine, Richard. You're doing awesome, man. Real art becoming scarce and valuable. Yes, dude. Why is nobody talking about that? Like, so many artists are so worried. You know who I think is the most worried? People who only learned how to do digital art, right? Because digital art and AI art are eventually going to become indistinguishable. But those of us that have learned fine arts, which are oil painting, acrylic painting, watercolor painting, ink and illustration, copying the masters, Velázquez, Albrecht Dürer, Hieronymus Bosch, even the four greats, Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo. We who've studied those things and can still create those art with our bare hands, that's going to be the stuff that's rare. Like, so learn a fine art. If you're really that worried about it, go learn a fine art. All right. Work backwards. I learned how to do digital art after I learned how to do pen and paper and everything else first, right? I can do acrylic, I can do oil, I can do The only one I can't do is airbrush. I've never tried airbrush or like spray paint. But then I worked towards learning digital art, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I'm not a big fan. It's too easy. It's cheating. No, actually, no, I don't want to drink this one. I want to drink my juice. I'm a new artist or musician these days. That's exactly what would it take to create more appreciation. Yeah, and like think about that too. AI is not going to kill a live concert. How is AI going to kill a live concert? Right? You know, there's going to be a lot of albums put out that are like just bullshit, right? That just copy other artists and stuff like that. But AI can't come out and give a performance. People talk about AI like there's going to be AI robots that follow up with it. That's not happening. All right. Robots with the articulation of a human level of articulation, they're not coming for a very long time. You know, Boston Dynamics is about the best we have right now. So yeah, we'll have little weird dog-shaped things doing backflips and stuff like that, but no one's getting out there and, you know, dancing like Kendrick Lamar. Or dancing like that tennis lady. A few months, I tried to use AI to do ecological modeling for environmental factors. It was a mess. I had no critical thinking or ability to view availability data as wrong or incomplete. But it was at the worst state it'll ever be in. It's only going to get better from here, Nuno. So if there was even one function that it got close to doing, in the future it will be able to do that function perfectly. AI cannot perfectly imitate humans. We are too unpredictable. This is true. And again, there's just still human operations that can't work. The AI just can't take it over. Teaching is not going to be taken over by AI for a long, long, long time. You can't control a classroom with an AI TV. I don't, you know. So, you know, like that. I guess my job's pretty secure for a long time. Mob Psycho 100 is horribly done, but I still love it. Hey, thank you for the donation. Thanks for your time. No, thank you for like the conversation today. It's been super. I'm going to give you a big heart there. And I like the amount of 333. The witching hour. The accent's more authentic. That is interesting. Geographer Matt says the Brutalist director also used AI to help make accents more authentic, which I think is an interesting way to use AI. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. I was talking to the author of damn it, what the hell is the name of the book? Give me a second. Books, library. Give me a second. Damn, what the hell? Mesa. Damn it. Okay, give me a second. Hold on. Diablo Mesa. Lincoln Child. I was talking to the author Lincoln Child the other day with his book. Hold on, let me see what the exact name of it is. Give me a second. I want to say it's called Chrysanthemum, but it's not Chrysanthemum. It's called like Chrysalis, I think. Is that the name of it? Yeah, Chrysalis. There we go. So I was talking to him about his book Chrysalis, in which an AI starts to figure out the best dating situation uh, for like millionaires, right? Okay, so here's what happens. Like people use it like a service like Tinder, or what's the other one? Bumble? Is that the other one people use now? All those things came out long after I was married, so I don't really completely understand how it works. But this is pretty much like Tinder for millionaires. They give it all this profile information, and another millionaire out there, or another, 100,000aire or whatever, also gives their information, and the AI searches that person out until it finds the perfect person for them that says, if you go out and you date this person, there's this percentage of it absolutely working out. And um, it it thinks like this is going to be perfect. The guy who created the program thinks this is going to be perfect. The AI thinks this is going to be perfect. And then um, something strange happens. The program's been going on for 3 years. 3 years, it's found these married couples. They have testimonials that talk about they are the happiest they have ever been in their life. People like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates found the love of their life. Super steady marriage, great. Everything's perfect about it. Everything's perfect about the person that they found because AI matched them up and realized what the most perfect couple would be for these, high level CEOs, big achievers in life. Until 3 years in, one of the first couples that ever used this program for AI matching ends up dead. And an investigator who's somewhere in between like the FBI and like technologically based, it's completely, science fiction type story. He gets called on. He's been retired for a while. They're like, bringing you out of retirement. We got to get you to check this out. And the reason is because we can afford you, because we're a super high tech company that people pay millions of dollars to get matched to their forever partner with. We want to find out what happened. Both of these people ended up dead, and we can't even figure out who murdered them. All right, they're one of our biggest clients, and they're one of our success stories. So we need to find out like what went down. Well, he investigates it, and he figures out they killed each other. And they didn't kill each other in a way in which it was like a violent attack. He realizes that there was no resistance. So it was a suicide pact, right? And soon after that couple, he realizes this couple made a suicide pact and killed each other. Only a couple days later, the second couple on that list, same thing happens. They, aim guns at each other's head and they kill each other in a suicide pact. And he's like, what the hell? He starts to investigate this as well. So at first he realizes like there's nothing in their life that's connected to like drug abuse or alcoholism or anything that would put them in a suicidal state. Their finances are in place. Everything's in place. They're doing really well. But something's going wrong with the algorithm that is matching these people up within the system of AI. And what he eventually figures out after having to like look past not just the suicide pacts of these people killing each other that have been matched up with AI, but in the actual code itself, he realizes AI has made the couple such a perfect match that they have no lingering desires after that match is made, ending like their motivation for humanity, like ending like their strive for the next, the best, the better. These are highly, highly motivated people who've made their whole living through life as CEOs, being cutthroat, stepping on top of the heads that got them to the top. And that's all they've ever known. And when that is muted by being matched with their perfect mate, they lose all motivation to the point that they end up making suicide pacts with their perfect mate. And so that's a situation in which AI has perfected what it is doing, but the humanity is actually not caught up to the perfect matches that AI is making. AI is doing its job. It's saying, you want it the perfect, this is perfect. You guys will absolutely stay together till death do us part, right? Interesting, right? AI didn't make them do it. They made themselves do it because of like how they're, but like AI was just like, dude, I'm just trying to match you up with your perfect mate. I did it. Exclusive dating services or elite matchmaking services industries are a thing. Oh, yeah, I know that for sure. That story sounds good. Also rooted in the development and behavioral psychology of the sound of it, even in fiction. Yeah. Yeah, I live somewhat close. My dad's friends with the author of the book. So every Christmas he invites us over to his house and like we get to hang out and I always like pick his brain about all this kind of stuff. Really interesting guy. Um, the most shocking thing when I met this dude, Lincoln Child, the author of all these books, he's done all these like detective books with another guy named Preston Child, and um, he's a massive World of Warcraft fan, massive World of Warcraft fan, and a massive fan of making his own mods for Skyrim. And this dude is like up in his like late 60s, like 68, almost 70 years old. That's his hobbies on the side, playing World of Warcraft and making mods for Skyrim. Not totally didn't expect that when I met the guy. Cool dude, super fucking cool dude. Ah, what time is it now, guys? 9:43. I started pretty early today, right? 7 something. This was fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Amazing conversation. Like this is the kind of stuff I love, love, love. You can see how excited I get when I get to talk about stuff like this. Um, absolutely a blast to talk about. Um, the other big thing I'd love to eventually have like a long-term conversation about is, we're starting to see, and we don't have to do this tonight. I'll probably bring it to a close sometime soon. I don't want to go much past 10 o'clock. Um, I really want to talk about, one of my favorite quotes was from the author of I, Robot. The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Ooh, great quote. Do you know Asimov was like a massive pothead? When I found that out, I was kind of like really shocked. Ex- um, one deeper conversation I want to have is kind of the cyberpunk conversation of like replacing parts of humanity with cybernetics. We just recently had the successful implant of a chip into a quadriplegic man who apparently from the first night that he got that chip implanted in his head played Civilization 5 or 6 all night long. And apparently he can do things like play CSGO and like annihilate people, like just absolutely dominate, because he said, I pretty much just think what I want to target and I'm already targeting it. And my mind can move faster than my hands could back when I was able to move. So I'm one of the fastest players in the game. So we're already reaching a point now where parts of his brain have been replaced with cybernetics that are allowing him to operate and commune with technology. So I would love to have a conversation. Maybe the next time we jump on here, maybe we'll do it tomorrow night. I'll probably jump on here tomorrow. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, could you not scratch my furniture? You big galoopagus. Come here, you big fatty. Oh, you running from me now. Oh well. Um I want to have a conversation about replacing parts of yourself. And like there's gonna be a point where we're gonna be able to like download stuff into our brains, right? There's gonna be a point where we can download our brain into black boxes the same as an airplane would have. And if you're gonna reach a point like that, where you can download your consciousness into a black box. So when you finally crash, right, just like a plane would, people are able to retrieve that black box and boot it back up to possibly go into another body, a cybernetic body, a robotic body. Uh, if you're interested in that kind of idea, you should read the Hichi novels, in which everybody they can continue. This is kind of a situation where what Aaron and Dark talked about, with only the rich being able to access the best of AI. AI is able to indefinitely. Deco, can you stop? Hey, don't scratch my furniture. What's getting into you, man? Usually not like this. Chill. What? Because not enough snacks tonight? So now I've lost my thought. Damn it. Damn it. Where was I? Okay. Downloading your brain into a black box, right? So people can end up living eternally. They can just like have their body cloned. Not difficult to do. All right. We already have cloning technology now. We can't clone an entire body. All right. I think it's actually illegal to clone a human, but they have multiple clones of their own body ready to go so that when their body does shut down, their current state of consciousness is downloaded into a black box. That black box is taken out of them, put into another body, and they continue to live on. So is that still the same person? Or is that person, like who is the philosopher? Is it Sisyphus? Sisyphus's ship, where you replace one board, you replace another board of a ship, you replace 3 boards of the ship, you replace all the boards of the ship, and is it still the same ship? For my pec a few years ago at the gym, doctors told me I'll have to live with it. I'd like a new pec and a new right arm, really. Ow, dude, that's brutal. Shoot, man, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. But see, like, that's things I'm talking about. Like, we reach that point and we have those things replaced. How much of a person can you replace with biotechnology before they become not human anymore? What percentage do we cut it off at, right? How many downloads could you have into your brain before your brain's not considered a human brain anymore? Because there'll be a point where people will be able to buy information to input into their brain, right? If they're able to put that computer chip into his mind that allows him to link up with a computer, how long until we have computer chips that can link into the brain that can add a language to your head, right? That can add like a certain level of mathematician's ability to your head, right? And then at that point, do elites start to pay for those to be added to their kids' brains and stuff like that? And do those people get the elite jobs because they're the one with the elite chips in their head? And then also, do we start to get into wet works biohacking and stuff like that? Will people like that be able to be biohacked? And what kind of insane terrorism will that lead to? But we'll save that. That's a whole nother conversation for another time. Want to replace one optic nerve with anything that works. We're just not there yet, except it being blind, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't fix the issue if I could. Wait, are you blind, Richard? But even if I'm also against, this is a big trade-off conversation to me. We make tools long before we understand the impact of making them. That's so true. We make tools before we understand the impact of making them. That's a scary part of humanity, isn't it? There's like so many accidental creations too throughout inventions. Even things like the Post-it note, penicillin, that was a total accident. The guy who created penicillin, apparently he was like an absolute pig. He just left his whole entire lab like a mess all the fucking time. It was just like a pigsty. They said he had like the worst hygiene ever. And that's how penicillin started growing. Oh, Gattaca type conversation with extra steps. Yeah, Gattaca's a good one too. Like that's kind of a scary situation in which the DNA elite, only those people get into the rocket ships to go to whatever place. But let's get into that in another time. We're almost at 10 o'clock, and I've kind of talked myself silly at this point. But man, what an interesting conversation tonight, guys. Thank you. It's exhilarating. Absolutely love to go through stuff like this. What a future, right? The only thing that saddens me is I won't be around to see a lot of these things take place. If I was offered something that would allow me to extend my life to see things like, I would absolutely take it. Now, immortality? No. Trust me, you don't want immortality. I've thought about this for a very, very long time. Immortality is madness. It's insanity. There is no joy in immortality. Even if you found out there was no heaven, absolutely, there's no heaven, there's no hell, there's no afterlife, you become absolutely nothing but dust and don't even disintegrate and go anywhere or become any part of any atom, any place at all, you would not want to be immortal. Trust me on that one. I've really, really thought about this one a lot, and it all leads to absolute shit if you were immortal. You would live every single experience, you would live every single life, you would know everything that was going to happen before it would happen because you had watched it take place over and over and over again. You'd become more and more disconnected from every bit of humanity that you ever knew, ever were, ever met. Every relationship would become pointless and useless to you. Time would start to flow at an accelerated rate that none of us as humans now today can even comprehend, because the older you get, the more time accelerates to your perception. And people would be born and die in like the blink of an eye to you. It would be a miserable, miserable life. So anyway, now would I want to extend it for like another 100 years? That'd be cool. I'd like to do that. Maybe if someone gave me some kind of technology to extend my life for another 100 years, and I could see, I know for sure I'd get to see my grandkids and my grandkids' grandkids. That'd make me really happy. Of course, by that time, the AI apocalypse has happened, and there's exoskeletons crushing skulls across the wasteland that is a once known scorched earth. But we're not there yet. So all I can do is imagine happy things for the future of my children. All right, guys. I love you all. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Richard, for your donation tonight. Dark, I know you already left, but thank you again for all your membership donations. Guys, thank you for the exhilarating conversation. Next time we're on here, transhumanism, replacing humanity with robots. I love conversations like this. I want to talk about some of the concepts in Soma, one of my favorite horror games of all time. If you guys have not played Soma and you enjoyed our conversation tonight about AI, about transhumanism and stuff like that, you don't need to go out and buy the game and play it or anything like that, but like watch a playthrough and look into some of the eerie concepts of what goes on in the plot of that game. And you'll be like, oh God, whoa, transhumanism is horrifying. Anyway, what would you say here at the end? The awe of seeing firsthand, though, that's very enticing. Yeah, that's my biggest thing is goddamn. I remember being like young. I remember being like, in kindergarten and thinking like, when I'm 19, it's going to be the year 2000, and then flying cars and robots. And then I'm like, oh, I'm 45, and in the next 100 years, I don't think there's going to be flying cars or robots. Love you all, guys.